Okay, we're going to give this a try again. Sherry asked me if I would share a bit of our story. Really, it's both of ours, but my story and how I got involved with Sherry's passion for her Princess Warrior class and training, which I just love. And she's been working on it for a long time, put a lot of hard work into it. Um, a little background before I tell you how the song came about. I just Sherry's such a good friend, and she's very supportive, and she kind of had known my year was hard. I had just gotten off of a year of my dad passing away after a long hospital battle, my mom moving up with us and facing her first years of living alone ever. She had been married to my dad for 65 years, so this was a very difficult time for her. So she lived with us for 6 months, and um, it was not easy to watch how hard it was for her and to watch a bit of her memory slipping away. And at the same time, I was watching my grandkids, and I love them dearly, and it was my joy, but it also was so much going on between my dad's passing and the funeral and selling the house and my mom and all of the things you got to do when someone passes away. So it was a really tough year. And then as summer came, we had found a place for my mom throughout the winter that's just down the street, and she's starting to adjust and feeling happy. And we're able to visit her many times a week, so she's not alone. And my daughter's a teacher, so the kids were off for the summer, and I was finally going to experience some much needed time. And I thought, oh, this will be great. I'll finally relax and breathe. And instead, my body said, nope, you have not processed this, and you're gonna. That's kind of how it felt. And it wasn't in a good way at first. I had a lot of anxiety all of a sudden. My body physically was reacting. I was having racing heart and kind of depression, really, and trying to process it all and not dealing with it very well, and analyzing my relationship with God. And I was, I don't know, for whatever reason, I was in a bad place. I was just reviewing everything in my life that was um, regrets, things that I had not done well. My relationship with God, and has it grown sufficiently? Have I done what I needed to do? I don't know. I was just in that place, and God was showing me a lot of stuff, but I wasn't dealing with it very well. And Sherry was always there for me. She had come to me and asked me while she was creating this class if there was something that I could create for it. And just a little backstory to that is a few years ago, she had me go to a watercolor class with her at Dare to Believe. And she put, that whole experience just kind of put a love for painting and sketching in my life. I have never done it before. I'm not good at it, but I just, it was something that gave me an outlet, and it was just something I shared with my grandchildren, for the most part, of my family and her. And of course, because my granddaughter loves princesses, I did a lot of princesses for her. Always kind of, that's probably what gave Sherry the idea that I might be able to come up with something for her. So I had done some drawings. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. Some sketches, and my granddaughter loved them. And of course, then once we got to the song, I had took the time to sketch and paint the crown. Um, but so back to her asking me to do something that more, it took me a couple weeks actually of asking God, like, what should I paint? What do you want me to do? And I just wasn't satisfied with anything. I was kind of asking him for more creativity. And he one morning in my prayer time, I wasn't hearing anything about creativity, but I did hear him say, I want you to start writing. And so I did. And he had me write down a word to my Princess Warriors. So sort of like a title to it. And then as I began to write, I think it came out of me in about 15 minutes. So this whole word, and it was just so precise and so exact in the way that it was done, that I knew it was from God and I knew it was for me, but I knew it was for Sherry too, and I knew it was um, for when, his daughters everywhere. For, it's something that he passionately wants us to hear and wants us to do. So I sent it to her, and she was blown away because it contained some things that she hadn't told me, but that were, um, confirming the direction she was going. And I had told my husband about it, and I didn't really think he'd think much of it because it's kind of for the women, and I'm emotional, and he's really not, but he was very touched by it, and he had been doing some creativity with creating songs for birthdays, and he's a musician, so he loves music, and he had some apps that he used to turn thoughts into lyrics, and then turn the lyrics into a song. So he asked if he could do that with this song, and I was like, sure, but let's be really careful with it because this is God's word. We got to stay true to it. So we worked on it together, and kind of made sure that the core of the word that was given to me stayed true. And then that name came to us pretty easily. It was Put Your Crown Back On. And that had, obviously, you'll see why, because it's all over the word. So, and that resonated with Sherry too, and what she was doing with the class. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it speaks to your heart right where you're at. And ask you to share it with anybody that you know that maybe is feeling the same way. They've either lost their crown, thrown their crown away, or put it aside, not feeling worthy. And those are basically the points that he covered in this word. So enjoy it, and please do read the word as well, because it really contains all the details, and it really is from God. You'll know it when you read it. So thanks for listening.